up guys, WrestleRyan521 here, and today I have another LEGO custom painted minifigure showcase, and today this is going to be my showcase of my LEGO Ash vs. Evil Dead painted figures. And unfortunately, this showcase was actually supposed to be just in light of the season 3 finale tonight, but unfortunately, due to recent developments we've heard, this is going to be my showcase for the series finale tonight. The show did not get picked up by Starz, and tonight will be the series finale of one of my favorite shows currently on TV. It really sucks, and I'm really sad about it, but they gave us one hell of a ride, and it was just this season that I really started, I was a huge fan beforehand, but this season's when I really started to get into it. So I went ahead, I updated my old Ash figure. He's a remake of a previous figure I made back in 2015 I believe. I didn't show him until 2016. And then I made 4 new figures to go along with him, including a little accessory for Ash right here. So let's get started right away with Ash Williams. So getting started here with the man himself, Bruce Campbell, aka Ash Williams, aka probably Bruce Campbell. He's probably just playing himself in the show. He's one of my favorite celebrities. He's just so funny and he's so great with the fans too. I love him. I'm really sad to see him leave us as this character. But starting with the figure, as you can see, he's got like a blue shirt painted on. Well, the blue shirt's not paint, that's actually just the actual plastic, but you can see he's got like a button-up shirt painted on and like gray lines. He's got his ammo belt, his brown ammo belt kind of strung across his chest, and then like another belt holding his, the black belt is supposed to be holding his shotgun holster, which actually the only element of this figure that I left from the previous version is the shotgun holster sculpt. I decided not to resculpt that. I think it looks pretty good as is. You can see just some more creases in the back of his torso there. I changed his hair to the Poe hair from Star Wars The Force Awakens. You can see I painted sideburns onto it, and this is kind of some dark gray sideburns. Show some aging in our chainsawed hero. His face is a modified angry clone face, which I just erased the mouth and kind of painted on a little bit of a smirk, and then some more lines kind of around the eyes, and then the little chin underneath, because Bruce Campbell has the most legendary chin of all time. You can see he's got some cuts on the side of his face. His brown pants. You can see he's got like a black belt and then a gold belt buckle. You can see some blood kind of splashed onto his leg right there, and then some more blood splashed onto his sleeve. There's the kind of just the back again. The boomstick, or his shotgun, his double barrel, is actually just kind of like a sanded down regular shotgun. Let's see if I can focus in on that. It's like a regular brick arms shotgun that I sanded down heavily, painted the barrel black, including some of the back part right here, because the barrel had to be really short to make it look accurate. So I had to paint part of this part black to kind of get the like achieving effect that like that was part of the barrel. And then I kind of rounded off the front of it, and overall I really like it. And you can just see some more black painted details like the back of it right here, and then the trigger. And then his chainsaw sculpt, probably the best part of this figure, or one of the best parts. As you can see, I used pop can tab, or like a piece from a pop can, not a pop can tab. I used a piece from a pop can, and I kind of cut up a little bit of piece because it's like really bendable, really flexible metal. So I kind of cut that up and like stuck that into the mold. You can see it's very flimsy. I don't normally like that technique. I know some customizers use it a lot. I don't think it's particularly. I don't think it stays together very well, or it doesn't. Like I said, it bends really easily. So I don't think it's the most reliable metal to use. But I think it does the job for this, and I'm happy with it. This is my first time experimenting with it. And then you can see it's not focused on the chainsaw. And then I also used some wire from a twisty tie to make the little handle on the chainsaw, and then to make these two little handles right here. You see I painted the vent onto it, and it's kind of just painted the whole thing red. And yeah, the hand actually is, I'm not going to do it on camera because I kind of have to grip around the handles to make sure not to pull them off. But yeah, I mean, it does bend and everything, and you can pull it right off. And it is very useful to pull off the chainsaw hand because I made another accessory for Ash. As you guys can see right here, I actually sculpted on the little Ashy Slashy puppet that appears in a couple episodes in Season 2 when Ash gets sent to the psychiatric hospital. Just one of the funniest scenes and one of the most memorable scenes from the entire show, so I know I had to make the puppet. It was such an insane couple episodes that this thing was in. It was just super funny. And I loved it. So I actually sculpted it. I sanded down, or actually didn't really sand down. I kind of just took a Lego yellow hand and I just kind of sculpted around it and painted up everything. You can see he's wearing kind of a similar blue shirt to Ash. You can see the face is made to look like a puppet. There's like the little open mouth and kind of the droopy nose, and then the eyes with the eyebrows. And I painted on his hair with like the little oversized sideburns, just like they were on the show. And then you see brown pants and like the blue, or I mean the black belt. And then I even kind of did the similar pop can technique, but on a much smaller scale to make the chainsaw hand off to the side. And I just love the way this thing looks. So really cool, really happy with that. Next up is Pablo, one of my absolute favorite characters in the show. He makes a great companion for Ash. The two just have really good chemistry, the two actors. Ray Santiago, I believe is the actor's name. Really talented guy. I hope him and Dana De Lorenzo, is that her name? The actress that plays Kelly. I really hope they get more work after the show, because they're incredible. It was one of the few shows with such like a cult character where the side characters are almost like equally as riveting as the main character. That has such a huge cult status in terms of popularity. So love their characters in the show. Absolutely awesome. So it's kind of starting with Pablo here. You can see he's got a sand green jacket, or like kind of like just like a little windbreaker, whatever you want to call it. He's got blood stains all around because the show does love its gore. I will say that. So you can see he's got some blood stains on his tan button-up shirt. And then it kind of carries onto his jacket. You can see the lapels and then kind of the zipper of his jacket. He's got brown shoes, which are very hard to tell. The continuation of his shirt onto his belt. There's kind of the back of him. I just kind of painted like a little collar on the back of his jacket. Not much. Probably could have done more. I don't like that it raises above his neck. But if I cut it any lower than the lines right here, it's going to be really small. This is a chance that it might rip right above the armholes. So he's kind of just armed with like a regular, his arms move kind of stiff because it's a different kind of paper than I'm used to working with. He's armed with kind of like just a revolver piece, which he uses a lot in the show. Just a better look at his torso with all of the different, sorry, my arm was in the way, with all the different like lines and stuff, and then just some blood stains. You can see little buttons up there. And then his face is I believe the face from like the Shakespearean guy from the Lego minifigure series, painted brown, because I like the mustache and kind of the eyebrow look. It reminded me of Pablo. Then I sculpted his hair on and then painted it black. So I sculpted it with green stuff, as that's the only tool I really use to sculpt with. But yeah, I really like how that turned out. I think it looks pretty sweet. So kind of captures his weird, eccentric hair he has in the show. But yeah, there is Pablo. Ghost Speeders are back! Next up we have Kelly, which once again I gotta say, her and Pablo are just two really great side characters. Love them in the show. So as you can see, she's kind of got like a purple jacket painted on with, like, you can see the lapels and the zipper kind of painted on that. I really like the look of the jacket. I think it turned out pretty cool. It's like a little line on the back of it. Her shoes are kind of just like black boots, so I didn't really paint any shoes onto the legs. You can see the continuation of kind of her t-shirt she's wearing. She kind of wears like a band shirt in the a lot of band shirts in the show, or kind of a lot of like just kind of, yeah, let's say like band tees, stuff like that in the show. So I kind of just based it off one in particular. I just kind of used one from a random episode as a reference point. See, she's got some blood stains. She got what's supposed to be writing on her shirt. I tried spelling it out, but it's like I suck at spelling, so I kind of just did like some squiggles, and I think it captures the effect better. You see some tears in her shirt as well, as they're always kind of getting in deadite battles, as they call them, little skirmishes with them. So, I mean, kind of see like the V-neck of her shirt right there. Her face is like a standard female face that I kind of painted some lines on. She kind of has like a definitive, very definitive like lines on her face. I guess I don't know what you call it, just kind of different, Painted some lines on her face, just kind of show kind of the look of her facial features. Her hair is like this brown. Actually, it was originally like the mermaid hair from the minifigure series that I heavily sanded down and then painted brown, and then kind of washed a little bit with towards the bottom with some lighter tan to kind of give it like the highlight look. And I think even the tan looked too prominent, so I kind of washed it again in a lighter coat of brown, so just to kind of give her the faded highlight look. And then she's shooting this, she has this assault rifle gun. I'm not particularly certain what kind of gun it is, but just like this automatic weapon that she's shown using in Season 3 frequently. So yeah, there is Kelly. Really hilarious character, gonna miss her. Also, as the face I used for Kelly is actually Scarlet Witch's face, and she has the red eyes in the on the back, or like on the second face. I thought it'd be a really cool opportunity to make like a Deadite alternate face for her, because pretty much every main character in the show has been possessed like momentarily possessed by one of these demons at one point or another. It's usually not for long, it's usually only for like an episode, but it's happened to Kelly a few times, so I thought this would be kind of fun to just kind of coat the face in blood, kind of put some blood on the teeth, and just make like a cool alternate face for like a Deadite version of Kelly. So there's that, just a pretty fun little mini detail to add. Next up, we have the most out there character of this showcase. This is Ruby, who, for those who aren't familiar with the Evil Dead lore, she's kind of the one that wrote the Necronomicon, which is the book that brought all these spirits and demons back to life. She kind of takes different forms each season, different looks each season too. Like, she has a different hair color every season, I believe. It goes from like a light tan, or like tannish, to pink in season 2 to blonde in season 3. She kind of switches back and forth between if she's helping Ash or if she's fighting against Ash. In season 3, she happened to be fighting against him, and since that was the current season, I just decided to base this figure off of her look in that season. So in her season 3 look, she's kind of wearing this a lot of white, this very like kind of white suit look. You can see she's got like white pants, and then these like tan shoes, a white suit jacket, and then kind of like just a zip up shirt underneath. You can see, and kind of see if I can show you a little bit more of her torso detail. There's really not much under there, just kind of some more lines and whatnot. As you can see, she's got blood stains on her, because there's a particular scene in season 3 where Kelly, out of revenge for something, goes to attack. I won't spoil it here, but she basically goes to attack Ruby, and she gets into a fight with her. But since she's like almost like a demon, or she's like spawned from hell or whatever, I can't remember the exact lore of her character. It's been a few years since I watched season 1. But since she's almost like a demon, she really can't kill her like with just a regular gun. So that's why she's got like kind of like bloody clothes on. Because even though she keeps getting shot, she's not really she doesn't really die, which also explains her eye wound right there. There's a particular shot in that episode that I absolutely adore, where Kelly shoots her through the eye with a shotgun, and as Ruby's crawling away, the camera goes like, she almost like goes right through the camera goes like right through her eye socket, like through the bullet, or through like the explosion hole, like in the back of her head. It's a really cool shot. It goes like right through her head. I just love it. It's so inventive and so creative, and just, that's one of this show's best features. It's so creative in the way that it showcases its gore, and it's so crazy and insane, and I'm gonna miss it so much, guys. I really am. It's just such a fun show. One of the most fun shows to watch on TV, and one of the things I look the most forward to every Monday night, because it airs on Sunday, and I will always watch it the next day. But you can see she's got blonde hair, kind of like a little bit of a shorter hairstyle right there. I think that captures her look pretty well. See more of the blood on her, just kind of the back of her torso, nothing back there except the continuation of her shoes, the blood on her arm. Her accessories, she's armed with the Kandarian dagger, which is kind of like one of the few things that can actually, I think, like destroy the Book of the Dead, or one of the few things that can like injure the Deadites or the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. And then her other accessory is the Necronomicon. I wonder if I can focus on it. So really cool. I originally had it painted on a Lego book piece back when I showcased the Ash figure. Looking back on that, it was not a very good paint job at all. It didn't look accurate. I kind of just based it off memory. This time I used reference pictures. I made it a darker color, and overall I really like the kind of the face, because it's bound in human flesh. I really like the face detailing on it, and I think it looks really cool. So there is Ruby, guys. One of, like I said, a really cool character in the show. She kind of goes, she's almost like Dwight in The Walking Dead. She kind of switches back and forth for whatever, suits her needs, I guess. There is Ruby. And then one last figure that wasn't particularly necessary, but I just wanted to make because I wanted to do a Deadite, and I chose the probably the most iconic Deadite to come out of the show, and that is, I believe his name is pronounced Eligos. I'm going to be honest, guys, I have not watched Season 1 since it first aired back in 2015, 2016, so I can't exactly remember a lot of the origin of this character, or how you pronounce his name. All I remember is that it was just a really cool, prominent-looking Deadite, one that stood out above all the others, and I just thought it would make a really cool figure. So I decided to make him. The process of making him, it was almost like making a White Walker, or how I made my White Walker in the past, you know, sculpted onto a skeleton, kind of painting him in like all of the light blue for the most part. He's essentially like a demon, if I remember right. That he's like one of like the, he's not just a regular demon, he's kind of like a demon that like they have to fight at the end of the season, almost like a boss type character, like a boss from a video game almost. You can see he's got like this blue flesh. You can see his blood dripping all around him, a couple of bullet holes in him. You can see kind of the flesh kind of ripping through his blue skin on his feet and his arms. You know, kind of like his muscles and tendons, or what that's supposed to be. And he's kind of just, you know, blue, coated in blood. You can see the sculpting I did on the torso. It looks pretty decent. Some more blood on the back of him. I painted a yellow head blue for his head. And then for his head, I wonder if I can focus in on it. For his head, I actually kind of sculpted that little front of it on there. And I actually put some toothpicks in to represent kind of like the claws that he has. And I kind of painted some black lines all around his mouth to kind of show that like his face is like almost kind of show like the lines in his skin, like the face is kind of like coming to it's almost like ripping out of this little flesh that's covering his mouth right here. Picture, like, if for those of you that have seen it, picture this jaw kind of coming out right here. Picture like how when Pennywise extends his jaw when he's about to eat like one of the kids or whatever. That's kind of what it looks like for like the design of this figure, how I have it. It almost kind of looks like his jaws coming out of his flesh. And you can see, like I said, there's two like prominent front teeth right there. And then the black, I wanted to put like a little gap in the face, but that proved to be too challenging. So I just chose instead, I opted instead to just paint a little black line in his jaw. So you can see the red right here is kind of supposed to be like his gums, and then the tan is supposed to be his kind of gross teeth, and then the black is just supposed to be, like I said, the kind of the mouth or whatever, the gaping hole of his mouth. But yeah, like I said, just a fun figure to make, kind of for the most part the last one I made. And I just want to do it for fun, just because I think it would make a cool demon, and it just makes a cool iconic figure to stand next to the other four. So there is Elagos, the final Ash vs. Evil Dead figure of mine. But maybe not for long, because I may be doing a part 2. Because I love this show so much, I may be making even more characters in the future. I've been thinking about making a Brock, Ash's dad, Ash's daughter in the new season, Brandy. And just there's a whole bunch of different characters I can make for the show. And once I rewatch it, which I plan to do in a few months, when season 3 eventually hits Netflix, I may be doing a follow-up showcase. So possibly stay tuned for that, guys. Be on the lookout for it. I may have it coming very soon. But until then, let's close out this video. So there you go, guys. There are my LEGO Ash vs. Evil Dead custom painted minifigures. Let me know which one is your favorite down in the comments. Me, personally, it's got to be probably either Ash or Pablo. I'm going to go ahead and say Ash, because I put the most effort into him, the most sculpting, and I love the update. I'm really glad I decided to update my previous version, because looking back at it, it really was not up to par with the figures I've painted more recently. And I think it is probably one of my top 5, if I were to ever do a countdown, it'd probably be like in my top 5 favorite minifigures I've ever done. But yeah, tonight's kind of bittersweet. Don't want to say goodbye to the show, but I'm so glad they gave us three incredible seasons that I'm constantly going to be rewatching. I just know it. So if you guys watch the show, comment down below and let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts on the figures. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Hail to the king, baby.